back to my channel. So today we're going to be baking. I'm really excited. I'm going to be making Greg a 3-layer Funfetti cake with a cheesecake layer. So last year I did this for Greg for his birthday and it was a total surprise, and I used a box mix. And this year, since I got a new KitchenAid, I wanted to make the cake mix from scratch and just show you guys how to go ahead and make this cake. Zara is here, so she's going to be talking throughout this whole video because I have to hurry and get this cake done. So before we jump into this video, please click down below and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell when you want to be notified when I post a new video. And if you guys like this whole baking video, please give it a big thumbs up and let me know if you want me to continue to do more videos like this one. So before we get started, I already pre-made my cheesecake layer without the crust, and I'll show you guys how I did this, but I covered it with plastic and I left it in the fridge. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I went ahead and made this cheesecake layer.
Okay guys, so first you're going to start off with 24 ounces of cream cheese left at room temperature. This is about 3 blocks of 8-ounce cream cheese. So you're going to go ahead and add your sugar. You're going to need a cup of sugar. And you're going to need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Once you finish that, you're going to go ahead and start blending them in together with the mixer on low speed so they're nice and incorporated and smooth. And throughout the process, you want to make sure you're scraping the edges and making sure that everything is getting blended up nice and well. Now I'm getting my sour cream ready because I didn't have a cup of sour cream. I just bought this big tub of sour cream. So you need a cup of sour cream. And then I'm going to pour in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then I'm going to add my 1 cup of sour cream, and I'm going to go ahead and blend and make sure everything is still nice and incorporated, and also scraping the sides of the bowl to make sure everything is nice and blended. Now at this time you're going to incorporate 4 eggs at room temperature, but you're going to do 1 egg at a time. So you're going to add an egg, wait until it's nice and blended up, then add in another egg, and so forth. And at the same time you want to make sure you just kind of scrub those edges of the bowl and make sure everything is nice and blended. I do advise doing this with the blender off. Do not stick your spatula inside the mixer while it is mixing all the stuff in there. Just turn it off, lift it, and scrub the sides of the bowl. But you want to add the eggs 1 at a time. And as you can see, the mix is really smooth and creamy, which is how it's supposed to be. No lumps, no bumps. So now that our mix is ready, I'm going to take some water in this pan, and I'm going to go ahead and add some water halfway into the pan, or halfway from the pan that you are actually going to put the cheesecake in, if that makes any sense. You don't want to fill it up close to the rim of the cheesecake pan. And I did line my cheesecake pan with foil. It just makes it really easy to remove the cheesecake later. And just place it inside the larger pan, making sure there's enough water. And then you're going to go ahead and cook it for an hour on 300. Turn the oven off, let it sit for 30 minutes, and then go ahead and crack the oven for another 30 minutes and let it sit and cool, and you're all done.
Alright guys, so now that you already have your cheesecake layer done and it's in the fridge cooling and setting, so now it's time to do the cake batter. So I have the recipe for the cake batter here on my phone. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees, which I already done. My oven is already ready and set. So in this big bowl, I'm going to go ahead and mix in my flour, which right now I have 3 1/3 cup of flour. I'm going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Because my butter already has salt in it, so I'm going to omit the salt in this recipe. Okay, so in another bowl, separately from our dry ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and take my melted butter, which is 2 sticks of butter, and like I said, it's already salted because I forgot to get unsalted butter. 3/4 of sugar, brown sugar, and I'm going to whisk this together. You want to do it until you don't have any lumps of brown sugar or white sugar. Now that this is whisked together, I'm mixing my egg, yogurt, and milk. And I almost forgot our vanilla, so I'm gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla. So now I'm just gonna add my ingredients to the mixer here. Bring it down, lock it, turn it on slow, and I'm gonna slowly pour in our wet with our dry to slowly incorporate. Okay, this looks so yummy and lovely. I wish I could taste it, but I already added the egg, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and take my spatula and just kind of move it all around. See, make sure there's no really bad lumps in here. Make sure it's nice and smooth, and make sure everything is nice and incorporated from the bottom to the top. Okay, so now that our mix is really nice and incorporated, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the actual stand. So first I'm just going to remove this guy. Oh my god! No, there's sprinkles everywhere! Because this is a Funfetti cake, I'm going to do probably all of these sprinkles. This is like a small little case of sprinkles. I don't know how many is in here, but I got it from Walmart. So I'm just going to douse this with sprinkles. Let's see how much is that. I just did about 3/4 of this whole little container, and just fold them in gently because obviously the color is going to change the batter. Probably not the whole thing, just maybe like 3/4 of this container. So now that our batter is finished, I have 2 little, I think these are 9-inch rounds. I did it with nonstick spray, and I put some wax paper at the bottom so it can be easy to remove it. So I'm just going to split the batter in 2 and then pour it inside of here. Okay, so I think I added a little bit more sprinkles. I would just do half of this container because I don't like how ugly my batter looks, but we're gonna go ahead and get these guys in the oven. So I'm gonna cook it for about 20 minutes uncovered, and then on the recipe it says to cook it with some foil for about 13 minutes, but we'll see how it goes for 20 minutes uncovered in the oven on 350. Okay guys, so somebody had to leave the confinement of their chair. And now that my cakes are in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and start on the cream cheese frosting because we're using a cheesecake. Cream cheese icing is the best icing to kind of go with it. So in my bowl, I already have a 8-ounce block of cream cheese and 1 stick of butter. Yeah. And once again, my butter is not unsalted, so in this recipe it calls for salt, but I'm going to not put it, but I will let you guys know how much salt is supposed to go in here. So both of these are softened, so that means I just let them sit out for a couple hours to come to room temperature so that they are really easy to blend. So I'm going to go ahead and let these whip together on low. Okay, so our butter and our cream cheese have mixed really well, so I'm just going to lift it up and check it out. So this is probably about the consistency we need it to be. It mixed really fast because I left it out from about 8 something this morning until now, and it's about 1 o'clock. So it mixed up pretty well. Now we're gonna add the vanilla. We need 1 tablespoon, but I can't find my tablespoon. I only have a half a tablespoon. So we're gonna put 2 half tablespoons in here. And we're gonna go ahead and mix that up as well. Now that our vanilla has incorporated into the cream cheese and the butter, now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of powdered sugar. You need 4 cups of powdered sugar. This is a 4 cup So I'm gonna add a little bit of powdered sugar at a time. Now that it's all mixed and I made a mess all over the table, I'm going to go ahead and scrape the sides and then mix it one final time, and we're going to put this in the fridge to stay cool. Okay, so our frosting is done, and this frosting can frost a 2-layer cake, but we have 3 layers and I'm probably not going to frost all the sides, or it can frost up to 12 cupcakes. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the mixer and just get it in another container to cool, and we'll just wait for our cakes to be done in about 5 minutes. Alright, so our cakes are out of the oven. They are here and they are here to cool. I got them on a towel so they won't mess up the table and they can cool off. They took about 30 minutes to cook, so I did the 20 minutes and then I checked it and I put it in for additional 10 minutes and it cooked perfectly. So I just used the toothpick method. When you stick a toothpick in there, if anything comes off, it needs to be cooked longer. If it's dry, then it's good. And also you can tap it if it sounds hollow. It is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and let them cool, and then we're going to go ahead and level them and ice them, and the cake will be done. Okay guys, so my cakes are cooled and they are ready to go. So I already leveled off one of the cakes here that's on the cake stand here. So I'm going to go ahead and level off this one, and it came out pretty easily because I put the wax paper and I sprayed the pans down. So let me just peel off this wax paper and just kind of level off the top here with this knife. This is to help it lay flat on top of each layer, that way your cake isn't leaning. But if you make a taller cake, you can always put little dowels in there to keep it together. So now I have my first layer here. I'm going to take our homemade icing. I'm about to say ice cream. Homemade icing. I'm just going to smear a thin layer on this one. The icing tastes really good though. Then I'm going to remove the cheesecake from its pan. And the cheesecake is in the same size pan as the other one. And so I use the foil I put the foil in the pan to kind of easily remove the cheesecake layer. I'm just gonna, I don't know, slap it on there. Okay. So for some reason the cheesecake layer seems to be a little bit wider. So next I'm gonna take some more icing and plop that on top of the cheesecake layer. Now I'm going to take the other cake and plop it on top, but I'm going to do the cut part down so that the bottom is up top and it'll be nice and flat. Oh my god. Okay. That was harder than it looked. So now I'm just going to cover the rest in icing. And this icing, that recipe made a ton of icing, so we have enough to cover the whole cake and then some. Okay, so lastly I want to decorate with some extra sprinkles because it is a funfetti cake, so I'm just going to do some at the top here. And if you want, you can always do the sides if you like that many sprinkles, but we don't really care too much for all those sprinkles. I'm going to next add cute little candles. I got this from Walmart. And there you go guys, this 3-layer funfetti cheesecake birthday cake. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys love the cake. Let me know how you guys feel about these type of videos down below, and I can't wait to chat with you guys in my next video. Bye guys.